Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DRich Show, where we talk anything and everything crypto. Now, here's your host, DRich.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the DRich Show. This is DRich and today is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. Good evening. I just wanted to apologize for putting out a late video. Unfortunately, in my area, the entire internet grid is down for everybody in the community here locally, so that is my apology. So what I'm using is my hotspot to make sure I get this video out, because I think that there's some importance to today's video as we look at the past, and the usually the past proves future, future proves past. So we want to take a look at some things. But at any rate, I want to make sure that I acknowledge every one of you. Thank you guys for always tuning into the channel, supporting the channel. And with that being said, go ahead and hit that like button on the way in. Support your investment with one easy click there. So anyway, again, thank you for tuning into yesterday's video. And on today's video, folks, we're going to be talking about Peter Thiel, who leaves Meta, Facebook, and we're going to be talking about the emergence of Palantir, Truth Social, and the takedown of the old guard. They're going to be doing some things, and I didn't realize that Peter Thiel had a role to play in this movie that we're watching, as we are watching the systematic destruction of these old guards that have destroyed some of the way we do things and interpret things, and especially with social media and things like that. And I know this really doesn't have anything to do with crypto, but in a way, we're going to kind of try to touch base on some things, try to connect some dots and see what's what, because at the end of the day, this guy, Peter Thiel, has his hands in everything. And we're going to go back a little bit when we are on, display for the information that I'm going to go over today for what I want to talk about. And we're going to go back and we're going to go ahead and remember some things. So if you folks who've been here follow me, make sure that you listen to the video, because I think that you're going to have some insights of what this guy is all about and how he is playing a vital role in a lot of things, and especially in a digital space. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the coin market cap, as we always do, and see what's what and see where we're at with that. So here we go. Let's go check it out. All right, here we are again with the coin market cap, folks. Dominance for Bitcoin is 41.6% there, and Ethereum is at 17.7, with a global crypto market cap of 1.72 trillion, decrease since yesterday, which was at 2 trillion exact, negative 13, almost 14% over the last day. So somebody's manipulating the market, in my opinion. But at any rate, here we are with other buying opportunities. Sometimes when you're trying to accumulate and the price starts to take off, you might feel like you didn't get your full potential worth of position. But sometimes, don't worry about it. Don't chase, okay? Don't FOMO into tokens. I mean, I'll give you just a quick story here real quick before we get going. When I was initially getting into XRP back in 2018, the price started to go up. I mean, I had what I thought I wanted, but you know what? I wasn't quite where I really wanted to be, and the price started to take off. So I just said, forget it. Let me just try to go all in and chase and chase and chase. And you know what? At the end of the day, kind of messed around with my dollar cost average scenario, or where I want it to be. So again, just be patient with the market, and don't chase. Everything is going to come to you. You know what price you want to pay, and you know what price you're willing to pay for some of these digital assets. And you know what? At the end of the day, all I can say is just either way, accumulate and acquire as much as you possibly can. Whether you want to get to a position and stay there, because one XRP is one XRP, and one Dogecoin is one Dogecoin, however you want to put it. Bitcoin, $44,061.59. Ethereum, $3,114.38 there. And we can see BNB $411.35 at number 4. As we see USDC, $51.6 billion market cap. And ladies and gentlemen, back to our beloved XRP. Speaking of our beloved XRP, what was it just yesterday? It was at 60 cents, I believe, just a couple days ago. And here we are, up 26 pennies. So here we are, folks. We are in bullish momentum. And hopefully those bull pennants continue to go up and we see some green candles. But at any rate, it's still under $1 for me. So it's a great opportunity to accumulate and acquire as much as you can. Who knows if it's going to be a retrace? I don't know. Can't answer those questions. All I know is that I can only encourage you to get all of your bags ready, get your ducks in a row. Cardano $1.18 at number 7 got pushed out as XRP is moving up the chart there. Soon, well, we'll be getting closer to getting into the top 5 there with Solana number 8 there got pushed down some more. $113.27. Terra Luna at number 9 there at $57.19, and Avalanche in the top 10, folks, $87.60. And just real quick about Avalanche, one thing I do like about Avalanche is quick, it's fast, and it's really inexpensive when it comes to their gas fees or whatnot. So that's just a tidbit of information that I can share with you, as sometimes I use Stellar, sometimes I used Tron or whatnot to move quicker, faster, cheaper. But most definitely AVAX is another one that you should keep on your radar if you're moving across exchanges for low transaction fees. Anyway, as we see some more movement here and there, but most definitely keep your eyes on the prize, keep your eye on the ball. As far as Chainlink is concerned, under 20 bucks is a steal for me. Algorand at $1.03 there, and we got XLM at 24 cents, folks. So, do your due diligence. That is up to you as far as how you are building your portfolio. That's your own strategy. I can only encourage you to write down numbers, write down goals, write down benchmarks and things like that. And always learn to take profit when you are there at a position where you can actually shave off some at the top. And then if you want to park it to the side, go ahead and do that so you don't lose your wealth. You want to preserve it as best as possible. Again, Gala Games, 38 cents there, just moving. IOTA just about at $1. Okay, EOS. Okay, we can kind of get into that here on today's video as well. Associated with Peter Thiel as well. And here we are, 146 bucks on Quant is still a buy for me. And then lastly, folks, we want to go ahead and check out one of the others that I'm keeping my eye on. And you should be doing that too, as XDC is at 6.5 pennies, so that you can go ahead and get that loaded up as well. So anyway, here we are with the article coming from Vox.com. The most outspoken Trump supporter in the Silicon Valley is leaving Facebook's board. Theil played a key role at the company as an early investor and advisor to Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing this up again, because back on June 30th, 2021, I put out a video called Follow the Money, Peter Thiel. And I think that this guy is, like it says, he's an outspoken Trump supporter. With that being said, sometimes you got to look at it from a different perspective in regards to infiltration from within. And I find it very, very funny or interesting or mildly interesting that he is stepping down at this point. So let's just go ahead and get into some of this here real quickly. Early Facebook investor Peter Thiel plans to resign from its parent company Meta board, the company announced on Monday. Thiel's departure is significant because he is a rare outspoken supporter of Donald Trump among Silicon Valley business leaders and has been a key advisor to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg on political issues. Thiel is reported leaving to focus on supporting candidates running for office who align with the Trump agenda, according to the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. Now, I know people might not even want to listen to what I have to say because anything associated with Mr. Trump or President Trump, they kind of get turned off by it. But you got to understand what kind of political climate we are in, financial climate we're in. And sometimes when it comes to like Facebook and Twitter, these big Silicon Valley types, how do you break up that monopoly? Well, you have to infiltrate from within, and Peter Thiel was the one that was able to do that, and go up there and do what he needed to do. Because here, folks, we want to look at this here, and this is why I'm not going to read the article, but I'm just going to paint a picture for you guys so we can understand why this is important. Palantir, and this also has to do with investing and investment strategies when it comes to investing on your traditional markets, and how these companies are going to play a vital role in the systematic destruction of the companies that we've known to come and be associated with, whether it be Twitter, uh, Facebook, and it might even go as far as Telegram and things like that as well. But everything you need to know about Palantir, the secretive company for coming for all your data. That's the headline there. And this is also coming from Vox.com, how Palantir and Peter Thiel might lead the biggest tech IPO of the year. In the earlier days of this 19 thing, many of the country's public health departments still relying on fax machines, were woefully unprepared for the massive amounts of data that they needed to process, and looking for this tidy private sector solution to a messy government problem. The Department of Health and Human Services paid a shadowy Silicon Valley company with ties to the Trump administration to build something new, and that company is called Palantir Technologies. And if you don't know much about it, that's by design. So again, I go back to infiltrate from within. And you think with this guy's savviness and business IQ and things like that, being a venture capitalist, being able to be a part of these different type of companies that we are. This is why this guy is involved here in Silicon Valley. So anyway, Palantir specializes in data gathering and analysis, most of which it does for government agencies, and it has about 1.5 billion in federal government contracts alone, including recently Space Force, as well as the Navy. And in July 19, with the new CV-19 case numbers breaking records daily, the HHS announced an abrupt shift in about how the data would be reported. So again, Palantir, they developed that would something that would run by a private company called Teletracking. This would effectively replace the Centers and Disease Control Prevention's National Healthcare Safety Network, and this will not be accessible to general public. So when it comes to this is how you extract data, and this is how you get in there and understand what these folks are doing, especially being on the board. Sometimes you got to keep your enemies close, is some that they say, and here's another proof that these guys have infiltrated from within. So if we go back to the video that I've just mentioned, June 30th of 2021, here's why I think this is important, because Peter Thiel is, again, here you've seen he's involved with Space Force, some way, roundabout, PayPal, Airbnb, Stripe, again, Palantir here. We got Rumble, as we know, the Joe Rogan situation. That Rumble offered him $100 million to use their platform. And just so you guys know, Rumble is one of those silent platforms behind the scenes that will probably more than likely be your next YouTube. Okay, and he's also associated or in the bed with IBM. So you follow the money. Okay, follow the money, follow the people that are involved. Didn't realize when I made this video what role Peter Thiel would play, okay, in the movie. Okay, it's just a big movie. His role is now coming back to visit us. Okay, he's back into the movie. So like some people disappear, you haven't heard them for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, they pop back up. And kind of it's like a little shockwave. And then what I also find interesting about the timing of him stepping down, this is coming from the WashingtonExaminer.com. The Truth Social release delayed despite the Trump hype. Okay, so The release date for the former president, I think he's still the president, Donald Trump, social network has been delayed despite his fervent desire to position the platform as a rival to existing big tech platforms. Trump Media and Technology Group CEO Devin Nunes announced on Thursday that Truth Social was still undergoing beta testing and would release by the end of March, and that would place the app's release a month after its initial announcements, which said it would be about February 21st on its iOS app page. So you know what? So at least, at the very least, when this social media platform come out, Truth Social, just find it interesting that Rumble is coming after Joe Rogan. Find it interesting that Peter Thiel stepped down from that of Facebook, and I didn't really know he was involved with that. Okay, so I kind of find it surprising for myself. So all that being said, with Meta and learning all about that, here is something else that I wanted to put out there. If you guys are interested in these stocks, I think Rumble's ticker is CFVI, which actually has gone up since the announcement. Then, PLTR, which is Palantir for their technology, app. Okay. As far as, their ticker for the stock market. So if you're interested in investing in those, which I do have a couple shares, or a few shares of those, there's those that I would take a look at when it comes to investment, because I think that those are going to be part of your new deployment of the stock market when it comes to keeping like your traditional stocks in place, but tokenized in a different type of way. But anyway, here we are, is an article from Readers. Theil backed psychedelic startup Theil, valued at $3.19 billion in NASDAQ debut. Okay, and this was back on June 18th, 2021, and I did talk about this back then, but I didn't realize what this could do or potentially do. I'm just imagining or speculating that these psychedelics, like mushrooms and shrooms and things like that, microdosing and things like that, I think these are interesting concepts now that I kind of put this there. So this is a Berlin-based biotech startup which is exploring the use of psychedelic treatments for mental illnesses. Raised $225 million from selling 15 million shares in its upsized initial public offering on Thursday, which was back then. The company shares opened at $21, higher than the IPO price of $15, but gave up in early gains. So right now it is trading at about 15, 16 bucks. So I think it's a great time to get in there. I think it dropped under 10 bucks, 12 bucks or something like that for this particular stock. Well, this one is actually cheaper. It's like 8 or 9 bucks. I'm thinking of Palantir. Palantir is about 15, 16 bucks at the moment. So with that being said, you can get into these. I don't know what that means, but when it comes to psychedelics, I look at what he did over here with Meta. Okay. Right. Meta is the metaverse. Okay. Or metaverse, or however you want to pronounce it. And what a trippy way to introduce psychedelics, so you could go onto the metaverse and things like that. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with folks who are suffering from, depression, anxiety, or substance abuse or anything like that. But I think that being able to microdose folks in a controlled, way, I think that that will benefit. And, some people, when they look at drugs, mushrooms, or magic mushrooms, whatever you want to call it, even with the powder or whatnot, or even marijuana, we kind of it's abrasive because we've been conditioned to look at it in a negative way. Where, to me, in my opinion, whatever grows on God's green earth, I think that if it's kept in its natural form and state, then I think that it will have some good use. But when you go off and doing other things like with pharmaceuticals and things like that, then we have a different issue to discuss. But I do think at some point in time, microdosing and psychedelics and things like that will play a vital role in the metaverse. I'm not sure if that's a little bit crazy, but it sounds a little bit um, interesting to me, at the very least. So if someone's on those psychedelics and going into the metaverse, it will be a great trippy experience. So anyway, folks, I wanted to just make sure I got this video out because I think that when we talk about certain issues or things, I think that we want to kind of connect the dots when it comes to opportunity, looking at it in a different light, a different perspective, I guess, and just looking at how this guy is always attached with some of the things that might come that potentially can replace some of these other technologies, things like that, and especially with Space Force, where it will be an immutable, um, you know, like internet. Okay, so I don't know. See what I would like to hear what you think about it, and if you think that I might be onto something, leave a comment in the description. I'll get back to you. But anyway, folks, thank you guys for always tuning in to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. If you enjoyed the video or any other video that I've put out, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Help the channel go and grow. I appreciate you all. Have a great evening. We'll most definitely be back tomorrow with another video. I'm not sure what the internet status or, broadband status or whatnot, if it's going to be a backup. The technician said that it would be about 24 to 48 hours. But here I am. I'm going to make sure I do my due diligence and use my mobile hotspot to do what I got to do. Because I enjoy putting out video and content for you guys as best as possible, as much as possible. So thank you guys for always doing that. I appreciate you very much. Have a great evening. Have a good morning, wherever you may be. God bless. Take care. And as always, treat everyone with class, dignity, and respect. Bye-bye.